What's up? What is going on, everybody? I am your girl Jay Jones. Welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited to be recording this vlog right now because I just got back from New Orleans, baby, and I want to share all of the sights, all of the food, all of the great things that went down while I was on my trip with my sisters. Stay tuned if you want to know what you need to know when you go to New Orleans. All right? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am your girl Jay Jones, and I'm here to talk to y'all about my trip to New Orleans and all of the amazing things that went down. I went to New Orleans Memorial Weekend. I've been to New Orleans twice before this trip. I was in New Orleans going into my senior year of high school, maybe like a month or two before Katrina hit, and I mean the devastation that this town went through after Katrina. I mean, we were there and it was amazing, it was beautiful. And then to see all of the destruction that this hurricane did months after was crazy. I actually went back for my second time going into my freshman year of college for a relief program for some youth that were living in the Ninth Ward, in the Seventh Ward, that really experienced a little bit of tragedy during Katrina. We went out there with the Walltown Children's Theater, which is where I studied dance and acting at in high school, for a summer camp. And it was still an amazing city, an amazing town. The hurricane didn't really touch the French Quarters, but all of the surrounding areas, like you'll hear New Orleans people say the wards, because they kind of break everything down into those wards and things like that. So it was just crazy. But I hadn't been, telling my age, in about 10 years. And so we were super excited to be going to New Orleans for Memorial Weekend. A couple of things that you should know about New Orleans, like where to stay. So if you want to really be in the heart of the city, you gotta stay in the French Quarters, okay? You must stay in the French Quarters. We stayed at a hotel in the French Quarters, but honestly, the next time I go, I really think I want to stay in an Airbnb, kind of like in the heart of French Quarters. When I say in the heart of French Quarters, that's like where Bourbon Street is, Decatur, Royal. So when you're in New Orleans, everything is blocked off in boxes. Like New Orleans is one big box. Like I said, one big box. Especially downtown French Quarters. So you got your, everybody knows about Bourbon Street, Royal, Decatur. That's like one block. The main street, Canal Street, which is in the center of the city, that's where you're gonna see like the trolley going back and forth. That's like downtown for real, which is on your way to Bourbon Street or whatnot. It's like another whole block. And then like in the third block, second block is where you're like warehouse district, where people work. It's a couple of restaurants, a couple of businesses. And then like the hotels just kind of go back in that area. We were in like block 3. So when people are saying, if you're saying like I want to stay in the French Quarter, like, well, what part of French Quarter do you want to stay in? Do you want to stay down near Canal Street? Do you want to stay kind of like up near the hotels? Do you want to stay in the heart, which is kind of downtown, Bourbon Street, Royal, other stuff? Because French Quarter is essentially downtown, but it's broken up into these boxes. So just be mindful of that. Once again, like I said, when I go back, I'm staying in the French Quarter, down block 1, where Bourbon Street is, where you can see all the people on the street, tourists, and you can throw beads at them, and I can walk down and get me a hand grenade, and I can come back upstairs and eat my beignets, okay? We were only a couple of blocks from block 1, which is where Royal Street, Decatur Street, Bourbon Street, where it all goes down, baby. And when you're in New Orleans, you're going to hear a lot of people say that, baby. Okay? So, you want to stay in the French Quarter, you want to stay downtown, it's going to cost you. Okay? It's going to run you some coins. I ain't even going to front. If you're trying to stay downtown New Orleans, you know, just at random, you probably need about $1,000. Okay? Unless you're going with a group of people where you can split it up. Okay? We were fortunate enough to be staying downtown French Quarter, New Orleans area. We got a friend that does travel bookings, and you know, we just kind of paid him for the room, and he got a discount for us at the hotel that we stayed at. But like I said, if you can find a good hotel, absolutely stay at a great hotel. But the Airbnb is where it's at in New Orleans, because you want to stay where you can see everything. Like when you're walking down Bourbon Street, we were looking up and you could see, you know, people where they throw the beads and stuff. Yeah, like people were staying in those Airbnbs that kind of overlook the street. That's where you want to stay at. And I probably, you know, can bet my dollar bottle that it's probably a little cheaper to stay in an Airbnb in New Orleans than it might be to stay in a hotel. So next time I go to New Orleans, I'll probably stay in an Airbnb on the strip, like where I can walk downstairs, go get some food, walk back upstairs to my Airbnb, because all of the food, as we get into the food, all of the food is in the heart of the city. Like you don't want to eat in your hotel. You want to go to some of the most like popular food places while you're in New Orleans. Two of the most popular food places that you should visit is Dookie Chase, and the other one is Willie Mae's. Dookie Chase is known for its gumbo, because we are in New Orleans, right? New Orleans known for their gumbo. So you're gonna try all different types of gumbos. I tried a gumbo that had duck in it. I had a gumbo. The sauce was so good. Oh my God! Like, I just wanted gumbo. Gumbo and jambalaya, very, very popular. And crawfish, very, very popular, especially if you catch the crawfish when it's in season. But I was all for the gumbo. Okay, so Dookie Chase. Let's talk a little bit about Dookie Chase. It's historical. It is, if you're familiar with The Princess and the Frog, based off of Leah Chase, who recently just passed. When we were in New Orleans, she was in the hospital, and one of my New Orleans hosts that we met down there, Jay Jones, texted me earlier today and let me know that she passed. And you know, hearts go out to all the family and everyone who works at Dookie Chase and whatnot. They gave us an amazing experience. Whenever you go into Dookie Chase, and I'll post some videos of the restaurant and the inside, it's phenomenal. It looks totally different from what it looks like on the outside, but the place was started, and Princess and the Frog is based off of this restaurant that's Leah Chase's or whatnot. And so it was amazing. If you go there, they have it set up that it's buffet style, so they put out all types of food. I mean, if you go to New Orleans, you can't just go for the gumbo, okay? You gotta go for everything. Go in gumbo, rice and beans. Oh man, the crawfish. I can't explain to you the jambalaya. Praise the Lord. You gotta go to Dookie Chase. Dookie Chase was amazing. We didn't get a chance to go to Willie Mae's, but Willie Mae's is apparently the most like famous fried chicken that you can get. Better than Popeyes, okay? And I know Popeyes is New Orleans, but better than Popeyes. Willie Mae's. So be careful, because there are some side places in New Orleans that are called Willie's. There are some side places that are called Dookie Chase or whatnot, but it'll be like Dookie Chase's or Chase Dookie, something like that, to throw you off, to make you think it's the authentic place. But no, Dookie Chase and Willie Mae's are literally like diagonal to each other in the 7th floor. And if you Google it when you get down there, you know, Uber, all of that, they'll take you to exactly where you just say Dookie Chase, Leah Chase, they're gonna take you exactly where you need to go. Okay, there was some amazing restaurants in the heart of French Quarters. You know, like every place after a while you'll realize has the same stuff. Okay, literally everything sells the same thing. Every place sells crawfish, every place sells jambalaya, every place sells gumbo, but you just want to try you want to try everything. You don't want to go to New Orleans and get chicken strips and fries, because you can get that wherever you live. You want to go to New Orleans and you want to try like I tried 3 different gumbos, because everybody gumbo is different, and we in New Orleans. I tried 4 different jambalayas. I didn't care. I wanted to try all the food. Okay, so if you go and you're planning to eat, let me tell you, baby, you're gonna spend at least $20 on a plate, at least. Okay, so we were in New Orleans for 4 days. So 2-3 times a day we're eating. That's about $60. Not to mention some of the bars and stuff that you're going to want to go to on Bourbon Street. For example, Tropical Isle is known for its hand grenades. Yes, hand grenades. We went to a place called Slush, and they have all different types of flavored alcohol, but they're frozen, and they sell shots of gummy bears. I mean, you're going to want to drink, so you're going to want to have money to do all these things. If I were you, I would take at least $500 to $600 just to eat, just to drink. Now, some of the places like Tropical Isle, where you're going to get the hand grenade from, will allow you to refill your hand grenade for $1. So the first time we bought the hand grenade, it was 10, and then when we went back for the refill, they gave us $1 off. So you'll have those little things too. However, you know, like, you're going to want to drink you're going to want to hydrate, but you're going to want to drink. Okay? Now, let's get into some of the, like, sites and some of the tours. So, Groupon, once again, like I said in my Vegas video, if you have not checked out my Vegas video, if you need to know everything you need to know from Vegas, go check that out. But, Groupon, great tour. Once again, Groupon saved the day. We were able to find some amazing deals on Groupon. So, we found a swamp tour. We found a boat ride. We found a voodoo or ghost walk or whatnot. So we actually got a chance to go on a ghost tour. It was one of those tours that they take you around the city and they tell you kind of some of the history, because we're in New Orleans, right? So New Orleans is known for its voodoo. It's known for, you know, your tarot and good magic, vampires, all stuff like that. And so, matter of fact, one of the houses that we went to is is highlighted in American Horror Story, if I'm not mistaken, like season 2 or 3, The Covenant. And they were talking to us about this during the tour. The house that they actually are highlighting was bought by Nicolas Cage, and it was said that they found 38 bodies in this house, and the house is just cursed. Like, nobody stays in this house for more than 3 to 4 years and things like that. The guy who owns it now only uses it as a vacation home and whatnot. It's worth about $8 million. It's a beautiful house that overlooks one of those streets, Royal Street, I believe, downtown, kind of in the French Quarter area, one of the more popular residential areas. But our tour guide was a New Orleans person. She was from NOLA, and she just had Trish. She took us around the city, and she told us all types of stories about vampires. It was amazing and whatnot. We went on a swamp tour, which we also found on Groupon. I think the swamp tour was about $16. It was normally like 30 something. It was $16 out in the bay, baby. Let's talk about this real quick. There's about 4 million people that live in New Orleans. There's about 2 million alligators that live in New Orleans. They're taking over. However, that should give you a good estimate about how the people get along with the gators or whatnot. We went on the swamp tour. We had an amazing boat ride. It was a little creepy at first because the boats that the wood on the boats, the type of wood is soft wood, so bees live in this wood. So when you got on the boat, we're swarmed. Like, have you ever seen Candyman? We were sitting in a boat full of bees, bumblebees, and they didn't bother us and we didn't bother them. The grace of God was on us, or the grace of God was on me. That's all I'm saying. But went on the swamp tour. We saw some baby swamps. I got to hold a swamp. I mean, a little gator, like 10 feet long. It was so cute. And it was a great experience. Like, you can't go to New Orleans and not go to the swamp. You got to, right? And it was hot. It was hot, baby. Let me explain something to you. This type of hot, you're not gonna get in North Carolina. Okay, I'm living in North Carolina. This type of hot is a different type of hot. Okay, like, you gonna get beat down type of hot. Thursday and Friday, we got it Thursday and Friday. We were excited. We wanted to get out. We wanted to go straight downtown French Quarter. We wanted to eat. Wanted to see things. Wanted to go into the voodoo stores. All of that stuff. We were beat down. Thursday, I tried to charge it to the fact that, okay, we've been traveling all day. We're gonna be beat down. No. Friday, we got up. We did the same thing. Beat down. So, on Saturday, we decided to kind of slow ourselves, and then we got up a little later, went out a little bit, didn't drink as heavy, went back to the room, chilled out by the pool, and then got up, got dressed, and went to Frenchman Street, which is another amazing place down in New Orleans. Okay, Frenchman Street is like a strip of bars, clubs, and there's live music, jazz bands everywhere. The energy on the street is amazing, which is where like you want to be at in the evening. Bourbon Street, that's where the locals say people touristy go. Frenchman Street is where the locals are at, baby. They on Frenchman Street, it was like car shows. I mean, Frenchman Street was lit. We were there all night, clubbing, dancing, partying, listening to different music, reggae music, island music, hip-hop music. I mean, it was phenomenal, okay? So if you're in New Orleans, you gotta stay in the French Quarters. That's okay. If you're in New Orleans, you gotta stay in the French Quarters. If you're in New Orleans, you gotta visit Dookie Chase and Willie Mays. If you're in New Orleans, you have to go to Bourbon Street. It's only right. Everybody on Bourbon Street has a hustle. You'll see kids out there as young as 6 beating on stuff, making their money. You'll see people as old as 70-something in little dresses, dancing and shaking their bum just to get paid, because everybody has a hustle in New Orleans, okay, baby? We met a tour guide or host. His name was Jay Jones. I want to shout out to him. He made sure that we had an amazing time. We went to an amazing rooftop bar down in the quarter, and it was phenomenal. We got to see the whole city, and like I said, I'll throw all of those videos up, all of those pictures up on this video. But New Orleans, my gosh, like I cannot wait to go back. Hopefully I'll be able to go back with my man whenever I get one. Because New Orleans is a sexy town. It's a jazzy town. You want to be there. You want to be, in the groove. It's so amazing. Just be mindful of the money that you're going to take. Once again, the question of the day, how much money should I take to New Orleans? At least a band. At least a band. Book your trip 3 to 4 months out. We flew Spirit. The trip was maybe round trip $200, which is really, really good. It's a 2-hour flight out of North Carolina. It didn't take us any time to get there, so getting there and getting back, that's not going to be a problem. If you book the trip out 3-4 months, you can probably find some cheap flights for about $50 to $60 there and back. It's not going to cost you a lot to go to New Orleans, but getting to New Orleans is nothing like the city. You're going to want to have money, you're going to want to eat, you're going to want to drink. Make sure you have some funds, make sure you have your coins. Uber is going to be the way that you get around. Ubers range from about $7, depending on if you're going back and forth, if you're in the city, to about $20 to $30 if you're flying back, if you're driving back to the hotel, or even if you're driving out to the swamp tour. So be mindful of all of those things and whatnot while you're in the city, at least. And make sure you stay hydrated, baby, because it's hot. It's hot. The sun is going to beat you down. So while you're drinking and turning up on Bourbon Street, on Frenchman Street, make sure you're drinking plenty of water, because it's going to be great. Okay? You won't want the sun to beat you down the way that it beat us down on Thursday and Friday. Other than that, man, this city was amazing. Make sure you get you some gumbo. Make sure you get you some beignets. Make sure you get you a hand grenade from Tropical Island. I love this city. I give it a thumbs up, double time, 1 out of 10, a 12. New Orleans is where it's at. I can't wait to go back. If you love this video, make sure you share, like, and subscribe if you need to know all you need to know about New Orleans. Ask me questions, shoot me a message. If you have any other questions that you want to ask me, I'll be more than happy to help you, more than happy to answer you. It was phenomenal, guys. Follow my IG at JayJones, Jaay Jones. And as always, Kings and Queens, it's my pleasure to get on here and to just I'll be traveling a little bit more this year, and I'll be throwing up a little bit more videos. Anywhere that I go, I'll try to do a blog so that you'll know what you need to know for these other cities. Once again, go check out my Vegas video, now my New Orleans video. As always, Kings and Queens, it's my pleasure. I love you. I'm here for you. Wear your crown or wear your hair down. And smooches. Till next time. Please don't make me cut off on your
Okay.
Why? Because my sister wants to go to a school for
Princess, gorgeous.
Charlie's gonna be like, Mommy. And we're like, oh no.
Oh God.
Oh Lord.
3 hours of sleep, that's all you need.
So basically you got the edge of the quarter. You got Canal and Rampart, or Canal and Esplanade, and then Rampart and Decatur. So you're on the upper side right now. You're in the CBD, which is the Central Business District. So if you walk a couple blocks that way, that's when the quarter starts. And if Decatur, once you pass it on after Esplanade, turns into Frenchman Street, and that's where all the live jazz, blues clubs. It doesn't really get popping until night. Friday nights, though, every Friday night. What the hell's the name of this place? It's out of the way. It's like in the 7th ward. Are y'all all 25 then?
I'm 35.
It's 25 and up to get in this club.
Looks like we're not going.
But there's an all-girl brass band every Friday night, and they're pretty awesome. Every Friday night, which is pretty dope. That's like a local yokels. But Frenchman's amazing. Anywhere in the quarter you go to is going to be fun. I mean, yeah, you got to do Bourbon once, but nobody that lives here actually goes to Bourbon Street.
Right, we figured.
But it's a cool tourist fun thing to do once. You know, I definitely recommend doing it in the day.
Okay.
But you know, Royal Street's beautiful. Decatur's awesome. So you know, as long as you stay like from Bourbon to the right, like it's like Bourbon. It goes Bourbon, Charters, Royal, Decatur. Those are the streets you want to stick to. Those are really fun.
Do you have a social media?
What's that?
Do you have social
yeah,
media?
Thirsty motherfucking Jones.
You a Jones?
You know it.
She's a joke.
Ah!
Keeping up with the Joneses. There's Travis.